Menstrual migraines are the worst kind of migraines to get. If you've ever had one, you're gonna wanna watch this video. I've got answers for you. Hello, beautiful. I'm Michelle, and I have chronic migraines. That means that I've got a lot of migraines on a lot of days, and that is without treatment. I currently get Botox for migraines, and it's what the doctor ordered. Today I want to talk about something that even my Botox doesn't help with, and that is menstrual migraines. If you've ever had a menstrual migraine, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is the worst of the worst pain for a migraine sufferer. I want to start by saying everything I'm going to talk about is my own experience, and I know that everyone is going to be different, so I'm not telling you what will work for you. I'm telling you what has worked for me, and that I hope works for you. If I'm having a menstrual migraine, you can count on it being an 8 or above. There are no 3-level menstrual migraines. I have an entire arsenal of medications and products I use to treat migraines, but one thing that I cannot treat is menstrual migraines. Injections, every migraine drug available, none of it puts a dent in menstrual migraines. They are, for me, intractable. Sometimes my menstrual migraine will start during the PMS area time, but more often than not, it starts a few hours, 24 hours, up to, 2 hours before I start. That's usually, the pain is so bad that that's usually a sign for me that I'm about to start. And as someone in perimenopause, when tomorrow I might have a period. Yesterday I might have had one. Who knows? It might be 6 months from now. I never know when I'm going to start, but I will still get that menstrual migraine hours before I start. And thankfully I found a treatment that is working, and I'm so excited that I have to share this with you. Frankly, I've shared it with every single person everywhere that starts the sentence like this: I have the worst migraine of my life. It seems to be hormonal. And then I go, yes, I've got an answer for you. And I have not only wanted an answer for myself, but I have wanted an answer for you, and so I'm so thankful for that. This is called frovatriptan. Now, don't leave. Don't leave. You're gonna trust me, right? I know you've tried triptans, and you've probably tried every triptan. This is a little known secret of triptans, and this particular one is meant as both a preventative and an acute remedy. A preventative is something like Botox or the once-a-month shot, the Ajovy, which I've got one of those too, or any of those things that you do to keep the migraines from coming. You might take an amitriptyline or a Topamax. That's a preventative. That's to keep you from getting a migraine. And an acute remedy is you've got this really bad migraine, so you're going to take your triptans, you're going to take your Aleve, you're going to go lay down in a dark room. That's an acute remedy. So frovatriptan is both. I know, I'm blowing your mind right now. It's both, and here's the way it works differently than every other triptan you've tried. And even if you've been prescribed this, did they tell you this? Did they tell you this is how it works? 3 days before you're supposed to start your period, you start taking frovatriptan twice a day. Once in the morning, once later in the day. Whatever works for you. I'm not in charge of dispensing your medication, so twice a day until your period starts, and then you continue on until the end of your period, maybe a day or two after. It's really up to you based on your pain. I don't even have to take 2 a day. I can take 1 frovatriptan at the beginning of any pain cycle, because it doesn't just have to be a menstrual migraine. I can take 1 at the beginning of any pain cycle, and like magic, poof, my migraine is gone. And it takes about 20 minutes, and I immediately, well, 20 minutes isn't immediately, but if you're a migraine sufferer, it feels like immediately. I start to feel better. I call this my heavy hitter. And I save this for times when my migraines are a 7, 8, 9 level pain, and I use my other triptans, which I've got many different triptans, for when my pain is lesser. I have not had an intractable migraine since I've gotten my frovatriptan, because it will break any migraine pain cycle. You know, something that happens to us when we get in a pain cycle is that we take a triptan, and maybe that lessens it, and we take an Aleve, and that takes a little more out. I don't know why they don't give us some cocaine or some Demerol with these migraines, but we take those things and the pain lessens, and we may get through the day with a pain level of a 3 or a 4, but a few hours later, it's just an up and down. Do you feel me? I know you feel me if you're watching this. It's up and down, and we never really get out of the pain cycle. It's just so much worse when it's menstrual because you do not get out of the pain cycle for 4 or 5 days sometimes. When you have a bad migraine, you might take 2 triptans, and maybe it takes the edge off, but it doesn't always get rid of it. With the Frovatriptan, you can take 1, and I'm telling you, it's gonna put a dent in it. And then 2 hours later, you can take another. So if you're in the middle of a menstrual migraine, you can take 1 and then 2 hours later, take another. That's if you follow instructions, because for some of us, we do whatever we need to do to get rid of the pain. Not saying that's me. I'm just saying that some people. If you're in perimenopause like me, lucky you, and you don't know when you're gonna start, I suggest if you have a big migraine, and I don't know about you, but would you say that your menstrual migraines do feel a little bit different than a normal migraine? Like the pain is so much more intense and it just comes out of nowhere. You're like, bam, pain. If you have that something that tells you it's going to be a worse migraine, just take the Frova. I know you may have other medications and you might even try, you're not supposed to mix medications. So I did not tell you to do that. I did not tell you to take one of your other triptans and then a Frova if it doesn't work. You did not hear that here. Or you might just take it when the pain is bad enough that you think this is a bad migraine. And maybe if you're lucky, that'll be in advance of your period starting, and then you can just continue taking it twice a day during your period so that the pain never gets on top of you. The pain will never get on top of you like this. It's a miracle. Maybe not quite a miracle since someone invented it in a lab, but it's pretty great. And it's a little known secret. Why aren't we all talking about this? I don't know. I am. I'm talking about it. I just told you. But now you have the magic secret. And every time you take a Frovatriptan, I want you to tell your friends to go subscribe to my channel. Tell me below what you've been doing for your migraines. And please, 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 if you start taking this, let me know. I can't wait to hear how it works for you.